So, Shariel Smith, Laptop Magazine, and we're actually inside the Razer booth, checking out the Project Fiona gaming tablet. It's been it's been rumored for a year now, and now I'm actually looking at a physical manifestation of all the hype. And so far, it is beautiful and wonderful and awesome. And Thomas is actually going to walk us through some of the features and tell us exactly why we should be paying attention to Project Fiona.
Hey, thanks. So this is the world's first tablet that's designed specifically for PC gaming. So when you think about tablets, you typically think about like a 7 to 10 inch device you might hold in one hand, and then kind of maybe you're playing Angry Birds or Bejeweled or something like that. A very touch-centric interface. That doesn't cut it when you talk about core PC games, right? Core PC games, things like Company of Heroes, Space Marine, Assassin's Creed, these kind of things. You need to be able to have the controls with the dual analog sticks here and the button configurations with the triggers and the bumpers here to be able to really have the kind of control that you need to be able to play these games, these kind of core titles, getting past just the limitations of the touchscreen. So what we've got here is this is a Windows PC, x86. This has got high-end graphics in it, the kind of graphics that you would need to be able to run these kind of games. And I'll show you a demo of one of these titles here. And it's got the obviously the controls mounted on the side. So if you want to do the kind of touchscreen interactions to play Bejeweled or whatever kind of touchscreen games, got it. It's there. But for those that want to take it a step further and start playing some of those core PC titles, like we were showing there, this is the experience that you'll get. So. These are some prototype units, actually, that we've been working on. Apologies for my power cord continuing to drop out. I want to make sure I get the brightness level there for you. So these are prototype units as a concept. No set production date or anything like that. It's one of those projects where we really want to get the feedback from the community to understand, is this something that's interesting? If we look at taking the typical tablet usage model and then expanding out to include these kind of input controls. Is this something that's interesting, and is this the right form factor to do it in? So again, it's really all about bringing that core PC gaming experience to the tablet market. So it's a Windows PC. It's going to be able to do all the same things that you would do on another Windows PC. You got the connectivity to break out to keyboard and mouse if you want to, but for gaming on the go or casual gaming, any of those sort of touchscreen interactions, you've got all those. But then when you want to just tear it up and do something with some of the more visceral titles, we've got all the graphics, performance, and input capabilities to do that.
Yeah, because I noticed as I'm watching you play Space Marine that the detailing is really, really sharp. The colors are very bright and vivid, and it's very precise. Like I would never be like, you can never play a game like this using touch controllers or those little dongles that some peripheral companies have come out. It just doesn't give you the accuracy, and it just doesn't make for a good gaming experience.
Right. So it gets over those limitations that you're typically seeing when you see tablet gaming experiences.
Now, how long did it take to develop this concept? Because we've been hearing about it rumbling for a year, at least for a full solid year, but I know it had to have taken longer than that to put this together.
We've had it in development for certainly longer than a year, conceptually. I think the real earnest effort's been in the last year, because there was a lot of work to be done ironing out the software interfaces, because you've got these game controls which are typical of a lot of titles, but not all titles support game input like this with the sticks. So in that case, we want to be able to adapt our input devices to be able to support that.
So if this did come to production, just hypothetically, would this be the only form factor? Will we see a smaller model? Has there been talk of a smaller?
So this one is 10.1 inch, and in playtesting so far, this screen size has proved to be a pretty good median if you're looking at going from 7 to say 13.3. 10.1 is and this is 12 by 8, 1280 by 800. That resolution and that screen size provides a really nice cinematic experience without being too unwieldy. You can get pretty large. As you can imagine, if you're holding a like 13:3 screen size, it can be pretty large. But that said, there are advantages to going like higher pixel densities and so forth, higher resolutions we could support if we went to a larger screen size. But this is the one that has tested the best so far. And again, it's concept, and as we get these prototypes out to more of our partners, we're going to get a lot of feedback about is this the right size and resolution and the input method, etc.
And do you foresee being able to map certain commands to the buttons the way we would?
Right. Absolutely. So there's a settings page that's built into the launcher. I can flip back and show you that. It's still all a work in progress, but as with all the other Razer devices, you would expect that you would be able to go through and configure your input for a particular title. So just like we do with our Blade units, we have the ability to store all of your settings in the cloud. We'll have a similar sort of thing that works with this, that allows you to customize those games, and then you can have controls that are mapped similarly to how you would on a Blade unit on a typical PC, or you can have it completely customized for this particular model. So this is not active right now. We're still working on this in the lab, but we'll have all this be customizable on a per game basis, so you can have profiles associated with that and have it all cloud synced with our Synapse 2.0 software.
Very, very cool. Is there anything else that you want to know?
Yeah, so obviously the prototypes are a mix, I think, Win 7, Win 8 early builds, but the target for this, it's really built for the Win 8 time frame. When we look at what Microsoft is doing around the promotion of touch, there's definitely an opportunity there, but I think that the key is that we're looking at where does ARM end and x86 begin, and then what's above that. So if you look at what we did with Blade is a ultra thin but still powerful gaming system that you can take with you. So this is that equivalent in a tablet. So rather than make the sort of sacrifices, it's not going to be this sort of e-reader 10-day battery life kind of thing, right? This is for a few hours of gaming when you're doing this core gaming experience. But the thinness, the portability, all of those sort of things are cues that are carrying over to this prototype as well.
I wanted to come to market. Thank you. Thank you.
Wouldn't have some film, but do you see these being able to come off or something, or would people actually like carry it with?
No, so we didn't in the prototype, and there's so much debate about whether to make them detachable or not. When you get into the mechanicals of detachable controllers like this, especially when you have so much lateral tension associated with the push-pull of the controllers and the force feedback that's in there, it can be a bit difficult to design the right kind of latching mechanisms to ensure that you get a solid experience. So obviously for the concept, for the prototype here, we want it to be as solid as possible, so they're attached. But it's crossed our mind many times, and we shall see what the final product ends up with. And a lot of it's going to be feedback. We're really going to be working with our partners in the developer and publisher community, as well as the professional gamers community, get their feedback to understand, how could we really distill the PC gaming experience to take that core experience that you're used to on keyboard and mouse on either a giant desktop or a battleship of a notebook, and then liquefy it and pour it into a smaller container and be able to take that on the go with you.
You see people being able to keyboard dock it, perhaps?
Yeah, so we have a dock connector on there today. We have a few concepts on paper about what all would connect to. Right now it's just like AC, and I've got USB, but it's got plenty of plumbing to be able to start pulling signals out. So you think about things like USB 3 and all the connectivity that offers through the additional bandwidth over USB 2. Lots of options, but at the same time, digital distribution. I mean, there's so many ways to get content on the box, and so many ways of getting data out of the box wirelessly, that it obviates some of the things that you would need that connector for. But certainly expansion is on our minds, and we'll see where the future takes us.